My name is Carlina Goes. I am a new patient here at Coalition. And when it comes to Stacy, I have only known her less than a week, and she was the very first person to help me. I was really struggling when I first came in, shaking, scared, and Stacy was the constant in all that. And she's been keeping me fed because I can't cook or fend for myself. She's already kind of just taken on the mom role for everyone in the community. And, everything I've seen here is just reaffirming what an amazing woman she is. And I'm so grateful she's here.
Hi, my name is Marcus Sanares. I am the program director for a treatment center here in Florida. And I'm here to talk to you about a very special person. Her name is Stacy. Stacy came to us about a month and a half ago, to be exact. And the first day she was here, she was scared, didn't know what to expect, but she came in so willing, so humble, ready to just hit the floor running. And I gotta say that she is very, very dedicated. She's been committed since day one. She's been told what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, and she's done just that. She's very consistent with staying focused in her groups, pays attention to details, and always, always striving to learn something new. Stacy has been a role model. She goes above and beyond to help anyone. She has a beautiful heart. She's a beautiful soul. Her accomplishments here, she's accomplished more than the average client that comes through in such a short time. She's already got a job. She's excited. However, she still feels a little anxiety here and there, but that's to be expected. But overall, Stacy is wonderful. She's been through a lot. She deserves so much more, and she will as long as she stays focused. And I believe in her. I will never give up on her, and I will always be here to support her.
All right, I'm Chase Russell, and I've been in treatment with Stacy for about a little over a month now. And when I came here, she started off with the glow just right off the bat. You know, she was she was like my mom of rehab. She took me in under her wing, and she's helped me through this entire process. But if there's anybody in this entire rehab that I've seen grow, she has grown the most. She uh, she has been an inspiration to me and obviously to others. But nah, and she's had a really rough go at it too. But she showed her strength because she went out there and she came back like stronger than she was when she left, which was amazing. And I don't know. She just I love her.
Hi, I'm Hannah Hoffman. I'm a therapist at Coalition Recovery, and I had the honor and privilege to work with Stacy. When she first arrived here, lots of nerves, lots of anxiety, but I do think once you've been in this field long enough, you realize when someone wants this, when someone wants recovery, when someone wants a better life. And I think from the beginning, right off the bat, I knew that about her. She was serious about this. And I think for anyone that's in the recovery community, taking away anything from Stacy's experience, it's to be vulnerable, to be accountable from the beginning, to get support from your peers because they're going to make or break your experience as well. And just kind of leaning on people around you. She's made so much progress and so much, personal growth and introspection. It's been just an honor to watch it happen.
My name is Stacy, and I'm currently in Coalition Recovery here in Tampa, Florida.
My addiction started when I was 21, but the trauma started when I was 5. I was surrounded by alcohol abuse. I was raped by my stepdad. And I carried all those character defects with me throughout my entire life. I didn't know I had an issue because I didn't know how to express myself. Didn't know how to be sad. Didn't know how to do any of that. I used to watch my mom get abused, beaten, thrown across the room. And I felt helpless. I couldn't do anything to help her. I was busy protecting my little brother. The rapes went on for 4 years, 3 or 4 years. And I carried that with me up until recently. I felt disgust, hurt, sad, alone, lonely. No child should ever have to go through that. As my years progressed, I went to live with my grandparents for a couple of years and felt all the love in the world. But I did know that my mom did love me and she did care about us. She was, I guess, now learning that it's an addiction being with someone that's abusive. Because I was with people who were just like my stepdad was, except for the rape part. My teenage years, I moved with my mom after I left my grandparents. And my mom worked her butt off to support me and my brother. I got pregnant with my daughter when I was 17. I was scared, didn't know what to do. I was alone. Even though I was married, it was like I was alone because my husband at the time didn't want to do anything with me. He didn't want to work. He just wanted to lay around and absolutely do nothing. I divorced him, and then I got pregnant with my son right after that. My son's father was very abusive. I left him when I was 4 months pregnant and moved to Jonesboro with my dad and my sister. I lived there for a little while, and then I moved back and had my son. Me and his dad fought constantly. He had a new wife. It was just all the time bickering and fighting. So I had my 2 kids. Well, then I got pregnant with my 3rd son, Christian. I went to the hospital one night because I was very ill, and they sent me to Springfield, Missouri to Cox South. I had my son at 7.5 months pregnant, and he weighed 6 ounces, 8 inches long, and he lived for an hour on his own. After my son passed, I came home, and I couldn't take care of my kids. It's not that I couldn't, I didn't want to. I was just drowning in everything that I had felt. I didn't want to get up with them. I didn't want to take care of them. I didn't even want to take care of myself. I buried my son. His father was very abusive toward me, in and out of prison for abuse. After my son died, I lost myself. I dove straight into drugs, and that's where I stayed for 21 years. 3 years after my son died, my brother, Wayne, I lost him to diabetes. My best friend, the one I'd protected all them times, and now he was gone too. So I knew the only thing that I could do to numb the pain was methamphetamine, and that's where I stayed for 21 years. I had no self-esteem, I didn't know my self-worth. I just wanted to die. I went to a rehab, didn't want to be there. I got told I could do 42 days in rehab or 5 years in prison. Well, I went to rehab for 42 days. I was high before I even got back to town. I didn't want it. Didn't want the help. I was too comfortable living the way I was living. My mom had my kids, so I knew they were fine, knew they were taken care of. But I lost myself so bad that my kids didn't even want anything to do with me. I was stealing, I was lying, I was manipulating, I was doing things I didn't want to. Well, at the time it seemed like a good idea to do them, but that's not the way I wanted to live my life. October 27th, I made a decision. I wanted a better life for myself. So I called the rehabs, and November 14th, I flew. Mind you, I'm scared of heights. I flew on an airplane over 1,000 miles to a recovery center in Banyan. I was in detox for 5 days, and then I came to Coalition Recovery here in Tampa. And I've been here for a little over a month and a half, and I have 76 days clean and sober today. And I'm so grateful for this place because I have gained my self-esteem. I know my self-worth, so I will never put myself in a position where I deserve to get treated less than I deserve. I have a relationship with my children now. My relationship with my mom is the best. Like, I love her and my children wholeheartedly, and I'm so grateful for everyone here. If you want help, there's help out there, but you have to make the decision to want it for yourself, and you can't do it alone. So we are here to help you. There was one day my son had went missing, and he had run away. Him and his stepsister had run away from home, and they come to my mom's house, and I went over there. My son's dad and his wife showed up, and there was an altercation, and my son's dad ran me over with the van. I went to the hospital, had 2 knee surgeries on my knee. 2 weeks after that, I was at my house with my husband, and he was an alcoholic, really, really bad. And I guess I thought that was the way it was supposed to be. Life was supposed to be. There was where the men you were supposed to be with, watching my mom go through it all. That wasn't the case. My husband accused me of selling my pills out of his house. He pulled a gun on me, held me at gunpoint for 12 hours, sticking the gun in my mouth. I kept pushing the gun away, and he tried to slit my throat. He stole my phone. He was drunk, and I took advantage of that situation because when I went to reach for the door, I told him that I thought that I'd lost him in the couch. When I reached for the door, he fell, trying to get me to get away from the door, and I ran out the other door, waiting to get shot in the back. The cops come. Actually, it was like a whole SWAT team. They had the road blocked off. They had to throw the grenade things in to get him out of the house. He was charged with kidnapping, aggravated assault, robbery, and I don't remember what the other charge was. He was an alcoholic, bad. When the prosecuting attorney called and asked me what I wanted to happen to him, I said, I know him better than anybody else. He doesn't deserve prison. He doesn't deserve jail. He needs a long-term rehabilitation center. He was given 5 years probation. The incidents from someone that I loved wholeheartedly and that I thought loved me back, doesn't treat someone like that. They don't put their hands on you. They don't call you names. They don't make you feel like you were absolutely nothing to make themselves feel better. In my active addiction, I lost everything. I lost my family. I lost my home. I lost my friends, my real friends. I lost everything. I was just like a shell. I got tired of living that way. I got tired of wanting to just die all the time because I thought my family would be better off. No, what they wanted and what they needed was Stacy to get back to the real Stacy, who I really was. That's when I decided that I needed to do this for me. Yeah, jails can get thrown in there, or you only go to rehab to keep from going to jail, like I did in my first rehab. This time I wanted it for me, and I have my mind set up that I'm going to accomplish this. I'm going to finish this so I can be the person that I need to be for myself and my family. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. Flying over 1,000 miles away from my family, being away from my grandson, that was the hardest part. But now I talk to him every day. I have the best relationship with him, and I'm sober, and it feels so good. I thank my higher power every day for giving me another chance at life because I could have died so many times. I'm just so grateful, and the people here are amazing. I decided to get help for myself because I was tired of living the way I was living. Had nothing, like homeless, people that I thought loved me, they didn't love me. I was a convenience for them. My goal in life is to work at a recovery center so I can help other people going through addiction or loss, to show them that there is a better way to life. Drugs is not the answer. I want to inspire other women who have lost their babies. You know, you don't have to do it alone. Call me. I will talk with you. I will help you any way I can. I don't want people to make the same mistake I did when I lost my son, and I forgot I had two other kids that needed me, and I was so lost in myself that they didn't get the love and care that they needed from me. I should have been there for them. In my addiction, I never worked, didn't want to work, wouldn't come outside. I isolated myself, didn't talk to anybody, didn't do anything. I got down to 94 pounds before I got clean October 27th, 2021. I'm now up to 140 pounds. I have a job. I can look people in the eyes when I'm talking to them. I found me again. And I'm still a work in progress because I still have a lot of growing to do. But for once in my life, I'm actually somebody I even want to be around. In December, my cousin / sister, because we grew up together, was pregnant. I got a phone call that she had went into labor. When I called back a few minutes later, they said they couldn't find the baby's heartbeat. My heart sank. It took me back to the time when I lost my son. I knew she was scared. I was 1,000 miles away. There was nothing really I could do. I called back and the baby was pronounced deceased. They kept her, was going to make her deliver him natural. I then knew I had to do something because I knew all the feelings that she was feeling, the heartache, the hurt, the sadness, angry, all them feelings for when I lost my son. And I didn't really have anybody there with me when I went through it because nobody knew how to help me. I could help her or try at least just to be there for her. I flew home for 5 days, went down there, was with her, talked to her, comforted her, but at the same time, it gave me closure, and I was at peace with myself for when my son died. So therefore, I could put all my strength and everything into helping her. Thanks to everybody at Coalition, because the strength and the love that I received at that place was unbelievable. Like I'd never felt that before in my life. It was better than any high, anytime during my drug use. The baby did pass away. I had to fly back, so I didn't get to go to the funeral. I flew back sober. Never even thought of using drugs while I was there. I was on a mission, and that was to comfort my sister. When I came to Coalition, at first, I was really scared, but I fit right in. They tell you that if you do the work, it'll work out for you. And that is the case with me. I do all my work. I slack sometimes on my assignments, but I hold myself accountable for that. And I get them done as quickly as possible. I do what I'm supposed to do. I make others feel comfortable when they get here because I know exactly how they feel. Because addiction, whether it's alcohol, drugs, opiates, does not discriminate. It will keep taking and taking and taking until you're dead.
We didn't know if you were going to be happy or sad or pissed off, or we didn't know when you were going to be sleeping all the time or what. So.
Okay, and what was it like for you growing up? What did you know about addiction?
I don't think I really knew about addiction until I was like probably 10 or 11. So I didn't really know, I guess, like growing up as a kid, like as a child. But when I hit like 10 or 11, I started realizing I knew something was going on, but I didn't know for sure.
And how did you find out?
So, I remember you lived at an apartment and it had an upstairs bathroom that kind of went in like a L shape upstairs. I walked in on you and you freaked out on me.
What was
Told
I?
me to go back downstairs.
What was I doing?
You were literally smoking dope
Okay.
out of a light bulb.
And then what happened after that?
And I don't know, I probably called grandma.
Yeah, and then you showed me tough love.
Yeah, because I don't want Izzy to grow up thinking that that's the norm. I want him to have a decent life.
How did you feel about me versus now?
I think you've changed a lot, so that's cool.
Yeah, and we have a really good relationship.
Yeah, we do. Now.
So what do you want to say?
Come here, Izzy.
What do you want to say to the people out there about recovery and addiction? My grandson's back.
Your family needs you. And, your family's waiting for you.